China has formally joined the global COVID-19 vaccine facility known as COVAX, becoming the biggest economy to back the initiative to date. China and Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, signed an agreement on Thursday. China's foreign ministry says the move is an important step to uphold the concept of a shared community of health for all and to honor China's commitment to turn COVID-19 vaccines into a global public good.
President Xi has made it clear that China's vaccine will become a global public good when it is ready for use. This is to help ensure developing countries have access to COVID-19 vaccines and can afford them. To better implement this, the Chinese government advises Chinese R&D firms developing COVID-19 vaccines to join COVAX and cooperate with the initiative. As far as I know, many Chinese companies have expressed their willingness to join in. And experts from these companies and proponents of the initiative have been having talks on vaccine research and development, certification, and supervision.
We're now joined by Dr. Phiona Atuhebwe to give us more insight on the development of COVID-19 vaccines and China's recent involvement. She is the new vaccines introduction medical officer for the Africa region at the World Health Organization, and she's joining us from Yaoundé, Cameroon via Skype. Thank you very much, Dr. Atuhebwe, for joining us today. Now, there have been concerns about the equitable distribution of a proven COVID-19 vaccine. What is the significance of China joining COVAX, the WHO's global vaccine initiative?
Thank you very much. This is excellent news for us. We know that COVAX is looking at all promising vaccine candidates, including the China candidate. So once the China candidate, among many other candidates, also proves to be successful, then we know that we've increased our portfolio of vaccines, where the COVAX facility is working really hard to ensure that at least we get vaccine doses to cover at least 20% of the African population. So we know the more the merrier. So with China joining, we know that we have more candidate vaccines. We have global solidarity. They have shown global solidarity towards the ending of this pandemic. It is very good news for us.
Okay, so what safeguards need to be put in place to ensure African countries get their fair share of any effective COVID-19 vaccines?
We know that the COVAX facility really was born out of the notion that we needed an equitable share for Africa, and all 54 African countries have joined the COVAX facility to date, all 54 African countries. And up and to date, about over 170 countries globally have joined the COVAX facility, which represents 70% of the world's population. And the COVAX facility really is working hard to ensure that no developing country is left behind when it comes to availability of the COVID vaccines. And we, as I mentioned before, we're ensuring that 20% of the African population at least gets access to this vaccine. So it all depended on the countries joining the COVAX facility, and all African countries have joined. So we have really put in place strategies, and all health ministries have been informed, and they've really heeded to the call and have joined the COVAX facility. So we want to assure them that we will at least get at least 20% of the African population covered. And their countries are giving us clear target populations of the most vulnerable groups that need to be vaccinated. And these are the ones that we are trying to get the 20% of the vaccine. So since they've all joined the COVAX facility, very well and good, we know that we shall get the equitable distribution.
Okay, and so towards that end, how can African countries be supported to develop their own potential coronavirus vaccine?
In 2019, most ministers of health in Africa at the African Union signed the Addis Ababa Declaration on immunization, which included commitment for African countries to have research and development, to raise the bar in research and development. We know that in the short to medium term, the manufacture of vaccines in the African continent may be a tall order, but there's really clear ambition from a number of countries in the African region to put up manufacturing of our own vaccines. COVID-19 vaccine, is that possible at the moment? Maybe yes, maybe no, but in the short to medium term, that will not be easy. However, we have a lot of research and development going on in the continent. we would start, many countries are putting up, building capacity, infrastructure capacity, research and development capacity, which are backbones to the starting of manufacturing of vaccines. We could start with the traditional vaccines. That will really be excellent news for us. For the COVID-19 vaccine, we shall be in clinical trials at the moment, but then we hope that in the near future, not medium term, like I mentioned, not short to medium term, but African countries have the capacity to be able to develop in the long term to manufacture our own vaccine.
All right, thank you for those insights. We've been speaking to Dr. Phiona Atuhebwe, joining us via Skype from Yaoundé, Cameroon.